Most mothers are superheroes, but rarely do you think of them as being supernatural. When you think about the supernatural, you usually imagine ghosts, demons, or angels. But here, the supernatural merely defines something outside the natural world. It is that which cannot be seen or measured in the physical world. For example, your mind is supernatural. When you're born, you start observing both the physical and the non-physical worlds around you. In the natural world, you see objects that follow the laws of physics. You learn to walk and fall due to gravity, and you pick things up and experience their solidity, weight, and texture. But you also learn about the non-physical world too. Your mother loves you, as you can tell from her smiles and happy face. She has feelings just like you do. All the evidence points to both you and her as having a supernatural component. Feelings and thoughts that are outside the physical part of the world. It's not totally clear if you learn about the natural and supernatural by experiencing them, or if you're born able to recognize them because they resonate with something built into you. Either way, you observe these things to try to keep yourself safe from both physical and non-physical danger. You learn to avoid getting hit by a ball or a slamming car door. And you also know you don't fear your mom, but you learn to read her moods by her cues, a skill that you can apply to others. When you started school, you were taught much more about the physical natural world. You learned to analyze and manipulate words, numbers, and objects. And you were further absorbed with measuring stuff and predicting answers. Life was all about things and how to utilize them to your advantage. Except for the insight to treat others as you want to be treated, the supernatural non-physical side was ignored in school and left for family and church. It was delegitimized by most authoritative figures in your education. You further learned that the physical world was fairly predictable since scientists could make calculations and guess outcomes. For example, they could know the momentum of a car or the chemistry of explosives, both of which could be dangerous if not understood. On the other hand, the non-physical world was less predictable. While you might have read your mom's moods well, strangers were harder. You were not clear if that guy was joking or he really didn't want you touching his lawn. As you had additional interactions and success with technology and science, you placed more and more faith in the natural side of reality. People used to be perplexed by nature, seeing things like lightning as mystical. But science has explained it and almost conquered the natural world. With this intense focus on the physical world, the non-physical realm gets downplayed and eventually dismissed as not real. Not only do you concentrate on physical things, but you may even believe that everything, including the mind, is purely physical and can be explained by the brain's molecules and electrical impulses. Many scientists and philosophers believe you are deceived in thinking your mind is anything beyond a computer in your head. You want to control your environment, which is easier with the predictable physical world than the non-physical mind that still has so much uncertainty around it. You may start to see yourself as a body that can be fixed with drugs and splints, giving little thought to any supernatural aspect. Once you're grounded in the natural visible world, it becomes very difficult to entertain the idea of the supernatural mind or consciousness. Most philosophers reject that humans are anything more than bags of molecules. When you're using only physical tools, you're stuck with explanations of the mind that include things like emergence and opposable thumbs. It becomes ridiculous to think that the first biblical account of creation deals with the physical world, while the second account involves humans being imbued with a non-physical mind by a supernatural creator. So in the end, you can choose whether you prefer the scientific magic of biological emergence creating consciousness, or the religious magic of a supernatural creator giving us an eternal mind and soul. The choice probably depends on whether you prioritize the observable natural world or have insight that convinces you that there is something beyond the physical realm. Please click the thumbs up icon if you like this video. Also leave your comments and questions below. Until next time, remember humility, thanks, and joy.